Good afternoon, everyone. Brendan from Starpoint, Australis, once again with your Tuesday week that was. So, elephant in the room. I'm in another room this time. Last time I was in the car. This time I'm up in the middle of Western Australia's Pilbara, up here for a couple of days, and then I'll be back down in Perth. But it doesn't mean that anything stops. So, we have manufacturing finished at the moment. They've just started packaging up into all the boxes and the shipping cartons and palletizing. I actually think that they probably will finish that either Wednesday, so tomorrow, or Thursday. And now with Thursday, we'll have the QA/QC come in and they'll do their random selections to make sure that the quantities of all the items are correct, make sure that all the features are in place, in the right place, all the screen printing for logos and designs and signage are all in place. So that'll be good. And we're aiming at this stage for the shipment to leave port on the 16th. So there's a little bit of time delay there because you obviously have to come through port and do customs and duty clearances. And then it'll be off to the United States. Now, with that in mind, if you've been following me and you're waiting on the pre-orders, we have very limited amount of pre-order stock left. Yes, it has been that it's been that successful. So they are going through. Once we get onto the ship, the pre-orders will shut down. And then once the remaining stock, there's only a small amount of stock. Once the remaining stock gets into the warehouse, that will be up for sale. But we have also in the background, and this was a little bit of the reason why I was in China, and I flew to China for doing some details and whatnot, manufacturing details, was also to arrange the next manufacturing run. So I believe it's going to be probably about 5 to 6 weeks later, we'll start getting some more stock back in, but we're getting more and more regular with our stock coming through so that we keep up with demand. So that's the Octans and the Phoenix. Now I've been backed up with a lot of little projects, and when I say a lot of little projects, I'm talking about the fact that with everything that's gone on, all of these little things played out. So we've got, I've started finishing off the F4 carbon fiber tube newt. I cut all the angles for the secondary stalk, so it's all carbon fiber secondary stalk, and getting that prepped. When I get back this weekend, I'll likely start gluing that up so that it's almost a full piece. Once I've got that together, literally all I have to do is set the height of the spider vane, drill that in, and then the newt will be ready to go. I mean, there's a couple of little adapters that I'm going to have to build for that to get it operational, but then it'll be ready. So I'm pretty excited about that. The color filter wheel, I'm going to call it V3 because I've played around with these a few times. I've had a 9 position. Don't ask me, I thought bigger was better. It's not. I've got a 7 position now. That's what I take all my photos with, and you will have seen some of those through Instagram. And now I'm back with a 7 position filter, but I changed the mechanics, and we spoke a little bit about that earlier in the year. So we've prepped that. Dan's been working furiously on the driver side, and we've got it working per se. So not all the fancy fruit that's off there, but it's literally, it connects through to ASCOM, and we'll be able to run sequence and spin the filter wheel around. In talking about Dan, he's been making some awesome strides at the moment. So along the way, we always spoke about it, but we wanted to do like the Indy drivers and stuff for people who want to use the SP3. But not only have we got the Indy driver now, we've got Indy, Alpaca, and ASCOM. So slowly ticking them off as we go for the SP3. But because we've got it for the SP3, the rest of them will just port through quite quickly. So really excited about that. Dan did his first tests on the StellarMate software, and look, he came up with an awesome photo, and I'll try and get a little sneak peek of that up in the next week or so. my lovely Jess that does all the social media marketing, I'll send those through for her. So I've done that. I've been mucking around with some of the RC's focuser and whatnot. I plan to try and get out just before Christmas. On the 20th we have the new moon, so I plan to get out and do some bulk testing. So we'll have the RC out there, I'll have the 12-inch Newt out there. I've got a little William Optics Magrez, that's the colour filter wheel test that we're going to be doing. So I'll run 3 telescopes out there and probably go for 3, maybe 4 nights, depending on the weather, of course. So we've got those done and dusted. I've got other little things that I'd love to tell you at the moment, but they're just not quite there. But maybe next week I might be able to do another where the hell is Brendan doing these updates from, and give you some news. But in any case, with that done, hopefully you have some clear skies, and wherever you are, get out and do some astronomy. But till next week, I'll see you then.